Hi, my name is Paul Fears. I am a Sagittarius. You may have noticed my hair is blonde. In my headshot it's black. I recently did a project where I needed to bleach my hair. If I were to do this project, I would dye it back to black if that is what the producers preferred. So, with that said, let's get to the questions. Okay, so how do I think corporate leaders dream up their visions? I think, it's a really intricate process. My guess is that it has something to do with the Illuminati. I think corporate leaders actually contact like Jay-Z, Christina Aguilera, Beyonce, and they're like, okay guys, we got you into the Illuminati. Now I need to know how to make like gumdrops last forever. And so they do their meditation, they do their big ritual, their big black magic spells, and they actually contact spirits, and that's how they come up with these ideas. In fact, they have these giant think tanks of people where they just all contact whoever they know in the Illuminati, and they just get a bunch of different people together, and they're like, oh, well, Christina Aguilera says this, well, Beyonce says this, well, Bill Clinton says this. And so they get all these different Illuminati people together, and that's how they come up with these awesome ideas. And they work. Look at Google. Look at Hot Pockets. Coolest new banking technology. Oh my God. Okay. The coolest new banking technology that I've come across are those little microchips in credit cards. Normally, you buy something, you just swipe it, and it's like, oh, okay, I sign it, I bought it, I'm done. With the microchip card, you got to put it in, and you got to wait, and you got to remove it at the right time. If you pull it out too soon, it doesn't work. If you leave it in too long, it doesn't work. And sometimes it just doesn't work, period. And so I'm like, wow, this is really cool technology, because before it worked really good, and now it's kind of crappy. It's like some kind of archaic revival. It's like going back in time. And I'm like, that's interesting. It's like a vintage new technology. It's like everyone wants to be vintage now. It's like Saved by the Bell, They have those cell phones that are like this big, and the antenna's like this big, like the credit card chip is like that kind of cell phone. Oh, worst customer experience. Okay, worst customer experience ever. Okay, I was in Reno, Nevada with a good friend of mine. We're staying at this hotel. I don't want to give names because I feel like it's rude, but it's the Sands Hotel. We're in the elevator going down to the lobby, and there's a sign that says, "Do not jump. If you jump, the elevator may get stuck, and you'll have to pay for us to extract you." So we got into the elevator, and there were these two other people with us, like a kind of like maybe middle-aged man with his mom, and I guess they were gambling in like this casino hotel. And so my friend started reading the sign like "Do not jump," and he's like, "Oh, let's try it." And he jumps a little bit, but just like a little bit. Like if I slipped and fell, it would be the same kind of jump. So he did this, and we got stuck in the elevator. And we're like banging the door like, hello, is anybody there? And they're like, yeah, we're going to get someone to help. 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, like I call the phone, like, listen, we're still here, like, is anything happening? Like, yeah, someone's coming. Another 5 minutes go by, like 20 minutes have gone by in total, and we're just like, is anything happening? They're like, oh yeah, someone's coming, we got to get them to come over. And they're like, called the intercom, like, hey, what's the number of the guy who jumped? Like, what's your hotel number? And I'm like, well, don't you want to like get us out first? Are you worried about charging this guy for jumping? Like, get us out of the elevator. So like we're waiting in like 35 minutes, and my friend, she's like freaking out, and then all of a sudden this alarm goes off. There's the woo 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 woo, like a fire alarm or something, like just out of nowhere. And now my friend, who's like a little bit nervous already in life, is just like freaking out. She's like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, someone set off a smoke alarm upstairs from a fire. She's like, is the building on fire? Like, is it on fire? They're like, no. but the alarm just kept going. The alarm was on for like maybe 7 minutes, just a loud blaring alarm. Eventually, like 45, 50 minutes later, they got us out, and then we're like, we want to speak to the manager, and they're like, oh, well, okay, it's over there, and so we couldn't find them. We went to the security, talked to security, and they're like, oh, well, we're kind of busy, like, we don't have, we'll get the manager, but he's dealing with the smoke alarm thing. Like, waited all this time and nothing happened. They didn't give us a discount, they didn't talk to us, they didn't say sorry, nothing. It was the worst experience ever. It was awful. Don't go there. Employee culture, forward-thinking example. So I used to work at this restaurant, and there's this actor named Jose, and he was in a Clint Eastwood movie. And he said Clint Eastwood's actually really interesting because when he doesn't say action or cut, he walks up to you and goes, okay, Jose, whenever you're ready. And the camera's already rolling. And whenever whenever he cuts, he never says cut. He just says, okay, that's enough of that, blank. And I thought that was really interesting and really forward-thinking, because he learned from training horses that if you yell or if you hit them, they get scared. And the word cut has kind of the same effect on actors because they get nervous. It's like a lot of pressure to say action and all that, and cut, it's like pressure to perform. So if he's like, whenever you're ready, it's just so much more smooth, and you can tell in his takes they're beautiful and seamless. Thanks a lot. Paul Fears in the house. Exit.